Welcome back. Confirmation hearing on Capitol Hill this week. President Biden's nominee for Attorney General, Judge Merrick Garland, expected to face some tough questions during his confirmation hearing in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee today. That kicks off this morning. Joining me right now, a member of that committee, Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn. Senator, it's great to see you this morning. Thank you so much for being here. You are going to be among those questioning Garland on the floor today. What do you want to hear from him in this confirmation hearing?
Yes, good morning, Maria. I'm going to have some questions about the Durham investigation, the Hunter Biden investigation. I also have some questions that center around China, and as you would expect, antitrust investigations into big tech. So those are the four areas where I'm going to concentrate my time with him today.
Well, these are very important areas. What's your sense of his priorities? I mean, do you expect that we are going to see independence when it comes to the investigation around Hunter Biden? I'd love to get your take also about Section 230. Do you expect we will hear commentary about big tech's dominance?
I do think we're going to hear commentary about big tech's dominance. And I have had the opportunity to visit already with Judge Garland and talk with him about some of these issues. And he understands the frustration that the American people have with the egregious nature of big tech, how they have pushed into areas, going back to Mark Zuckerberg saying that Facebook works more like a government than a corporation. And I think Judge Garland is going to want to show that he is going to continue to work on this. He appreciates the nature of an independent special counsel. So we will have more conversation about that for the record. And of course, we know that much of his early years were spent around the Oklahoma City bombing. And for those of us in Tennessee with the Nashville Christmas Day bombing, being able to have the FBI and DOJ continue their work, getting to the bottom of exactly what happened and how that was missed is going to be very important to us.
Yeah, I'm really glad you mentioned the special counsel, John Durham, because that's the reason there's such mistrust. People don't trust until you actually feel like you have fixed the wrongdoing. And a lot of people understand what took place in 2016, how they tried to create a narrative of Russia collusion, take Donald Trump down, and there's been no accountability. So we'll see about that. But I think that's one of the reasons that people were so skeptical going into 2020, by the way. But what about
Governor Cuomo's
situation? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
You're right about that. And the hypocrisy and the doublespeak is just astounding to people. You've got two sets of rules, two different tiers for how people are treated by the federal government. And Maria, they are fed up with this, and they want to see it stopped. Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely right. What about Governor Cuomo's COVID cover-up? You and some of your colleagues, including Senators Ted Cruz, Lindsey Graham, Tom Cotton, sending a letter to Senator Dick Durbin, chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee last week. In it, you outlined the expectations for the investigation into Cuomo's misreporting of New York's nursing home COVID-19 death toll. Can we expect this cover-up to be investigated? Where is this going?
One of the things I think is going to happen here is that New Yorkers are going to step up and take the lead. They are furious with what has happened with this. And I will say this, the Cuomo News Network, CNN, it is astounding to people how they're not reporting on this and they're not paying attention to what happened with individuals that lost their lives because of this negligence. So you've got Democrats and Republicans who are saying, get to the bottom of this. And I do believe you're going to see an investigation. They may not want to do it. It may be something they feel they're forced to do, but I do think you're going to see it.
Senator, what about the $1.9 trillion stimulus plan? It's working its way through the House now. It includes hundreds of billions of dollars for non-COVID related spending. You've got $270 million for arts and humanities, to $50 million to family planning funding. Is this bill going to make it?
I don't know if the bill is going to make it or not. And then you look at the $350 billion, $50 billion of that going to New York to bail them out. That $350 billion is there as a boondoggle. And then, you know, they put $7 billion more into the Paycheck Protection Program, which has worked. And we have restaurants and live venues in areas that have been locked down. They were the first to be locked down. They're going to be the last to reopen. They actually need the money, but they're going to have to jump through so many hoops for theirs. And then you're going to have just these checks written to some of these blue states and cities. It is grossly unfair. And when you see, like you're talking about the money for the humanities, the money for the Bay Area rapid transit, really? These are not things that are COVID related. The Democrats are using this as a cash cow. They are going to keep printing money until they solve their problems, and they're going to force states like Tennessee, which are well managed, have no state income tax, and people that are living by the rules to pay for all of this mess that people that do not live by the rules have made.
Is a revenue package coming soon after where we'll see higher taxes in order to pay for this? Real quick, Senator.
I think you're probably going to see them try to push higher taxes, bigger spending. It's a traditional liberal leftist agenda.
All right, we will leave it there. Senator, we'll be watching all of the developments. Marsha Blackburn, great to see you this morning. Thanks so much. We'll be right back. Stay with us.